The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Let's talk about the co-main event, fellas. Lightweight division. We had Paddy Pimblett defeating Michael Chandler, TKO, third round. I had Paddy and Meyer, and Steve had Michael Chandler. So in that first round, Chandler got Pimblett down, but Pimblett got back up and tried to jump the ghillie, but didn't get it. That round ended with both of those guys trading on the feet. About halfway through the second round, Paddy found himself on top of Mike and controlled it for most of that second round, a lot of it, a big chunk of it. And then in that third round, that big knee by Paddy split Chandler wide open, and he got the takedown and beat him up on the ground before the refs jumped in and stopped it. This wasn't a bad one, but Paddy Pimblett was able to secure that win. What are your thoughts on this one, Steve?
Man, I think we can initiate Paddy into up there with skillful elite as far as Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler's no joke, but Michael Chandler's sort of a go for broke person. But saying that, you wouldn't think he would be so dominant. As far as he was in bad positions, but as far as dominant that much on the ground against what is his wrestling credentials from Missouri?
I don't know if he was like an All-American, but he wrestled at Mizzou.
Yeah, I mean, pretty good at MMA. I mean, you can look at his highlights and to be controlled somewhat as far as like a skillful person knows what to do in certain positions to get the better hand, no matter how much it looks bad. Paddy Pimblett, came through with that and looked very comfortable. And you know what? And Michael Chandler is also dangerous on the feet. And we saw Paddy, which he has striking to take care of himself, was very comfortable with Chandler.
Definitely. He's definitely comfortable in there, comfortable enough to finish him. What are your thoughts on this one, Chris?
The finish, man, that was a stoppage that was a beatdown stoppage almost. That was sad almost watching that from Chandler. Paddy looked good. I think throughout the fight, he looked good, but I think after the second, he just kind of took control in my eyes of the fight, and he got him out of there. He didn't make no ref decision. He took it all in his own hands to end this fight on his own terms. So I like how Paddy looked.
So not to toot my own horn, but I call Paddy winning this one. We know Admire didn't pick Paddy. We know how he feels about him. We were like, how come you didn't have no faith in Paddy, Steve?
Man, this is the fight that kind of crosses me over into a believer. I thought Chandler was a strong, looks like a tank. But you know what? Seeing Paddy Pimblett fighting, he's a pretty stocky person for a lightweight. I don't know if y'all agree with that, but
we know if all the listeners aren't familiar of his like out of fight regimen, he bloats up when he's not fighting. If you see the pictures, he gets pretty heavy. Yeah, he gets real heavy, and
he looked bigger to fight though. From what I was looking at, he looked bigger.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he likes to eat when he's not in camp. So,
matter of fact, very similar to the next fight that we're talking about. And I can't believe I forgot it. In my head his name, Alexander.
He used to play what's it called, the
rugby.
Rugby, and they said they always bring it up every time. It's like a
he looks like one too.
He used to weigh 200 and like something pounds when he played rugby. That's the thing. Now he's fighting at 145. But not to interrupt you, go ahead, Steve.
Oh yeah, like I said, he looked good. Looked way bigger than I thought. And like since you said that, I bet that would definitely be the reason. Loads up after weigh-ins. But like I said, look dominant, and I think we can see Paddy going against mid top 10, if not start knocking on the door of these big names. Because I think Chandler definitely initiated that.
Well,
What's Patty's rank?
he was like ranked number. He was like in the top. He was like 10 through 15, I want to say. And Chandler
I
is
think 11,
Chandler was like number 8 or something like
12.
that. Hold on.
Interesting.
Hold on. So Chandler was 7 and Pimblett was 12.
Cool.
So after that performance, is Pimblett ready to take on top 5 from your eyes, Chris?
From that fight, yeah, definitely. He looked strong enough. He looked like he can hang. His wrestling looked good. Striking looked good. He was aggressive. I think he can hang. That's why I was shocked that when you told me he's in the 10 to 15. I thought he was in the top 10 the way he looked.
He was knocking on the door 12, so yeah, not too far away from that. But so Chris thinks he's ready for top 5. You said top 10. You don't think he's quite ready for top 5, Steve?
I was definitely. I was like mid top 10, mid top 10. Definitely ready for that. And if circumstances are arise, I can say he might slip up in there for a challenge right next to somebody that it could be a contender.
How old is Patty?
30. He just turned 30 in January.
Okay. Okay.
So it's not like he's like super young.
Yeah, he got to go after it now.
So definitely if he went to the top 5, he'd be thrown in the deep end. But running off the top 5 right now, Steve, what matchup do you think he would fare well in? It's Poirier 5, Max Holloway 4. I didn't even know Max Holloway was ranked at lightweight still. Gaethje 3, Oliveira 2, and Arman Sarukian 1.
Man. Since it's promoted as a big, more of a jiu-jitsu guy as far as Paddy Pimblett, Oliveira would be crazy if he got that chance.
Two jiu-jitsu guys going at it. I think he might have mentioned them in his post-fight. He was
Be good.
I think he was like, I don't know if he was shitting on Justin and Dustin, but he called them out, and you saw Justin Gaethje in the crowd. And I think he had high praise for Oliveira. That'd be interesting to see. It's like in that weird point where a lot of the old guard is getting older, but still hanging on. But then you got this new wave that still haven't, kind of cracked the ceiling yet as far as moving to that next step. And Makachev is fending everyone off. So I don't know if because I think they had Makachev and Sarukian scheduled, and something happened where the fight got delayed and whatnot, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that fight will have to happen next before we talk about who Paddy Pimblett maybe lined up with going forward, because that's where it all starts off at what the champion does next. Because remember Moy Connor had to step in for the fight in January.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I don't know. Dana White likes to be petty, so he might just like take Sarukian not even give him a title shot next. So I'm definitely interested to see how that shakes out. And Michael Chandler, we always talk about how much his fights are exciting, but he keeps losing. I mean, I don't know if it's it for him, but what will be next for him, Steve?
Man, I don't know, because that starting to wear off on him as far as coming to the UFC and the excitement. Of course, he brings exciting fights, but then that can only do so much to justify your rank if you're not winning. Pretty soon, if he keeps losing, if he doesn't get any streaks, he's gonna have to hang it up, I would say.
So, okay, so and he has
how many losses he has in a row?
he has a birthday coming up, and this is 3 losses in a row. He's lost his last 5 out of 6 fights, and
what was he ranked before?
He was ranked number 7.
I know right now, but with the 3 losses, what was he ranked? He was up there that high before?
Yeah, they haven't come out with the new rankings yet. He was ranked 7 before this past weekend.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying.
But he was fighting against high-level guys. All of the guys that he lost to were in the top 5. He lost.
What was he when he came in?
When Chandler came in, like UFC.
Yeah, first fight, or like, was he? Did they even?
Yeah, when you fight, they don't even rank you when you first come in. Kind of with Pitbull. Pitbull wasn't ranked coming into this weekend.
Well, once you start losing, you learn how to lose.
Yeah, that's what they say, right?
Yeah, so you gotta learn to win.
But he lost to Oliveira twice, lost to Dustin and Justin. So kind of like
good losses.
Yeah, kind of like what we were talking about with Reyes. He's just losing to high level dudes. So maybe this is not a good indication on whether he still has it or not. Pimblett is his worst loss on there, but maybe retroactively this will be a very good loss, depending on what Pimblett does going forward. UFC definitely is not going to cut him. I don't think they're going to, just because he just seems like he's a Dana White guy as far as fight style goes. I don't know. Like, if you're not fighting for a belt, then what are you fighting for? I guess besides a paycheck, that's always nice. But you're still taking all this damage. So if you like about to be 39, should you even stick in the game as far as the UFC goes at a high level?
You about
like
to be
that?
39 too? Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you run up the bag as long as you can until you hang it up. So if he loses like 2 more, I think you hang it up.
I think he even said in the interviews, it's not for the money. And with the Conor controversy, he was saying, snippets of that. So, like I said, he might have a choice to hang it up.
I mean, it's always about the money. As much as they try to say it's otherwise, they're prize fighters. So it's all about the money at the end of the day. But maybe, I don't know. What do y'all think? What if he goes to GFL? Would that be probably more of a viable option? GFL is basically, I think it's going to overlap PFL, but it's like the second tier as far as the level of MMA. Would he be better served going to a lesser league, Chris?
I mean, he's on a big stage right now. That's where he wants to be at. So I think you go out on your own sword on a big stage. That's what you fight to get to. And once you get there, you leave. I mean, if you go into another league, it's for the money at that point, right? I don't think
maybe,
he love.
Maybe you just want to be a champion again, because he might can knock on the door of championship. This new
at 40. GFL. You say he's about to be 40, right? He's about to be 40.
Yeah, but GFL is like it's like the league where it has a bunch of former UFC guys that are older, so he probably get in where he fit in right there.
I guess so. I ride it out. Two more L's here. If I take 2 more L's, then I'll think about going to a different league. I think you should ride it out. I don't think you should just go right now. I think take the 2 L's if you do, and then figure it out with your team.
Steve?
I can agree with that. I mean, he's at the crossroads right now. Either get streak 2 or 3 maybe, or I can see him going to the GFL and probably getting a belt there. Definitely.
Yeah, he'd definitely be competitive at the top of that league, but I don't know how his contract looks. He might have a good bit of fights left on his UFC contract, but we'll see how that goes moving forward. Thank you for checking out this Haymaker Combat Sports segment. This full episode can be found on the Haymaker Combat Sports YouTube page and in audio form on all major podcast platforms. Until next time, peace.